Good evening, and welcome to an evening of music, where you will be treated to works by the most distinguished, famous Polish composers. This musical event was made possible through general assistance from the Consulate General of the Republic of Poland in Houston and Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Poland. And I'd like to ask Consul General of the Republic of Poland in Houston, Mr. Robert Usiecki, to say a few words of introduction.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's my great pleasure to welcome you at the concert of Polish musical jewels. If we hear the names of people who composed the pieces and the songs, Chopin, Bacewicz, Karłowicz, Moniuszko, then we know that this is Polish musical jewels. Just last month, we celebrated Polish Constitution Day. There's been a lot of celebrations and events. There are still some to come, because this year marks the 230th anniversary of adopting the second oldest constitution in the world by Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. So it's my great pleasure to say that the beautiful music that we are going to hear in a few minutes coincides and emphasizes the holiday, the very important chapter of Polish history, because this is the anniversary year. I would like to warmly thank Matylda Smoli, Andrew Schneider, who will be performing in a few minutes, and Mariusz Smoli, the man behind the project, and St. Andrew's Presbyterian Church for hosting the concert. So I wish you a very nice evening and very great musical memories from the Polish musical jewels. Thank you very much.
We're going to start our presentation with probably the most famous Polish musician who ever lived, Frédéric Chopin. He was a 19th century piano virtuoso and composer whose name is familiar to almost any music lover on this planet. He was primarily a pianist and composer of piano music. He wrote several works for piano and orchestra, a lot of solo piano music, some chamber works. His works often represent the depth of Polish musical culture from the folk point of view. He didn't write many songs. He wrote about 20 songs altogether, but many of them also have those connotation of folk dance rhythms and folk melodies, same as in many of his piano works. So at the beginning of our concert, 3 works by Frédéric Chopin. I think if you go around the world and mention this name, will be always recognized as the ambassador of Polish culture. And I remember interesting event once in Japan after the concert. Famous Japanese musicologist came to me and said, you know, I'm very jealous of you Polish people, because when you say Chopin, we know you are from Poland. Other countries only know by Toyota. So I think that says a lot about the depth and the touch that those great masters such as Chopin have for the souls of people around the world. And again, Chopin will start our concert. 3 songs. followed by one selection by another wonderful Polish master by the name of Mieczysław Karłowicz. He was a late 19th century, early 20th century composer whose talent was measured equal to talent of Chopin. Unfortunately, he died very young, and his talent didn't have a chance to fully blossom. He also wrote primarily symphonic music, but also wrote 2 sets of songs, and you're going to hear right after Chopin his very first song he wrote as a teenager. He was probably at the age of our performance when he wrote the songs. The title is Zasmucona, meaning the sad one. This is his song, Opus 1, number 1. So let's welcome our performers today, Matilda Smolly, mezzo-soprano, and Andrew Schneider on piano. Just heard variations Opus 12 by Frédéric Chopin, one of his earlier works that he wrote sort of with the flair of the moment in the early 19th century, many composers fashionably would borrow a theme from another composer and write a set of variations to primarily showcase their virtuosity. In this case, this theme comes from opera titled Ludovic by a French romantic composer, Joseph Ferdinand Hérold. Let's move now to music by another giant in the history of Polish music by the name of Stanisław Moniuszko, probably the second in importance after Chopin name in Polish musical culture. Moniuszko is the author and father of the Polish national opera. His opera titled Halka, which is a name of a young girl, captured the spirit and soul of the country because not only features original music written in early romantic style in a very skillful way, but also captures a lot of elements from the folk Polish culture, from the mountains in terms of melodies, rhythm, dances, and choreography. Moniuszko wrote another 5 famous operas. And in addition to being an organist, chorus director, he was really passionate about writing songs. He put them into several volumes. He wrote almost 300 songs during his lifetime. He put them to several volumes that he called śpiewniki domowe, which in English means household song books. And he wrote in one of his letters that he really would like Polish families to have a quality music and quality lyrics to enjoy and sing at home instead of this other garbage that he hears around going from place to place. I think it's a very interesting idea that can be incorporated also in our century, I believe. Anyway, the songs that he wrote in the 19th century are still popular today, and you're going to hear 3 songs from his, I believe, volume number 2, followed by another song by Mieczysław Karłowicz.